Government secrecy and media freedom, unseen battles behind classified information. Explore how government secret policies and media freedom clash worldwide, shaping transparency issues and public knowledge. Government secrecy and media freedom abroad. What's really going on?
Hey, I want to share something that's been on my mind lately. The complicated relationship between government secrecy and media freedom in countries around the world. We usually hear about how freedom of the press is a core democratic value, but in a lot of places, government classified information and government confidentiality rules create huge roadblocks for journalists. It's like there's this constant tug of war over what the public has the right to know versus what governments want to keep under wraps.
First off, when I talk about government classification, it's not just about military secrets or covert operations, although those are part of it. Governments often hide behind government document secrecy or government secret policies to avoid scrutiny, especially when it comes to political scandals, corruption, or policies that might be unpopular. This kind of government information secrecy makes it really hard for media outlets to hold those in power accountable. Now, why do governments maintain such tight confidentiality? Sometimes there are legitimate reasons like national security, but the problem happens when government transparency issues become less about protection and more about control. When government officials label information as classified or shrouded in secrecy without clear guidelines, it can be a tool for protecting themselves instead of the public interest. Let me give you a quick rundown on how this pans out in different countries. Authoritarian regimes. Here, press freedom is often severely restricted. Governments enforce extreme government document secrecy, control what gets published, and punish journalists who try to expose inconvenient truths. Emerging democracies. These countries sometimes struggle with balancing government confidentiality and press freedom. There might be laws protecting classified information, but the media fights to push for more openness, especially when corruption is rampant. Established democracies. Even in nations like the US or the UK, debates over government transparency issues and leaks of classified information frequently come up. Whistleblowers and investigative journalists often clash with government agencies trying to keep certain policies and actions secret. The media plays a vital role in uncovering hidden stories and keeping governments honest. But in many countries, journalists operate under constant threat of censorship, intimidation, or even arrest. This creates a chilling effect, where fear leads to self-censorship, and important stories never see the light of day. The public ends up with a filtered version of events that suits those in power. What I find fascinating, and a bit alarming, is how sometimes this secrecy extends beyond just political or military stuff, and ventures into areas like scientific research, technology, or even alien encounters. That's where fiction often mirrors reality. If you're into psychological thrillers involving deep state deception and hidden truths, check out Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit. It's a gripping story that really explores the dark side of government secrecy and manipulation, mixing suspense with those exact themes we're talking about here. If you like a good mind-bender that highlights how secrecy and misinformation can warp reality, I highly recommend grabbing your copy. You can buy it now in ebook, print, or audio formats, whatever fits your style. The link again is here. It's a great way to get both entertained and more aware of the complexities surrounding government transparency. To sum it up, the tension between government document secrecy and media freedom keeps shaping how societies function globally. Transparency isn't a luxury. It's essential to keep democracies healthy and governments accountable. But getting that balance right isn't easy, especially when secrecy becomes a shield for corruption or abuse of power. So next time you hear about a leaked government document or a censored story, know there's a lot more behind the scenes than meets the eye. Thanks for letting me share all this with you. I hope it gave you a bit more perspective on why the freedom of the press really matters, and how the layers of government confidentiality impact what we hear and don't hear. If you're curious about stories that dive into those shadowy zones of secrecy, don't forget to check out Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit.